don't ignore what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, AI is coming whether you like it or not.
100%. Every business, like every serious business owner about AI should be using.
Let's get into it.
Let's rock and roll.
Welcome, brother. How are you?
I'm good, Luke. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thanks for coming down and visiting us here. This, I guess, podcast, what we're calling it today, is probably long overdue. We've had quite a few discussions over the phone, but let's just do a little intro first. Maybe you want to go through like who you are, what you do. Give us a rundown.
Little rundown. So my name's Sweeny, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Entourage AI, newly branded. We're a sister company of the Entourage, which is one of the biggest business consultancies in Australia. And what we do is we go into businesses and make everyone's life easier. We put AI agents and AI automation inside of businesses, saves them money, makes everyone's life happier and easier.
Entourage was actually one of those places I went to and did a seminar and workshop early days.
Yes.
At the Langham, somewhere. Yeah, it was at the Langham here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And it was like automation. And back then I went there and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, AI automation. And everyone was like, what is that?
Sounds all right.
Yeah, for so many years I was going to all these business seminars and workshops. And that was, the Entourage was one of the very first ones that I came across where, you know, they were actually speaking about it and they were actually talking about implementation and stuff like that. So we'll get into that journey later on, I know, because it's, you know, you didn't start there and then you had a bit of a transition just recently. But I'll spit a bit about me as well. Like, obviously I'm Luke Heka. I've been in AI automation space for like the last 5 years. Work with businesses, every industry, every niche. And that's kind of like what this conversation is about. Me and Mac have spoke many times over the last, I think, couple years.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
We haven't met in person until today.
Yeah.
We've probably had quite a few calls very regularly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was because a lot of times, like for me, and we spoke earlier on, and it was very hard and very lonely because in AI automation space, everyone's AI automation and everyone's trying to jump on the trend, but there was not many people that were actually doing it, understood how to do it and done implementation. That's kind of like where me and you kind of linked up, and I spoke to you and I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. Maybe I can have some conversations with him openly about what's working, what's not working. And I guess that's the point of this conversation today, is to get, you know, not only business owners, but anyone in the space, I think, just a real good, clear understanding of what AI automation is and how to implement it into businesses without all the bullshit. Because at the moment, everyone's like, all the AI bros on the internet are talking. You've probably heard them enough times.
I've got hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I remember our first conversations were like, there's so much shit in the space. Like, what is actually factual? There's so many kids claiming they're like literally saving the world, making millions of dollars, automating lawyers, automating concreters, like just crazy ideas. And we're like, none of this is true.
Saved world hunger with my AI agent.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, brother, that did not happen.
Literally. And I remember our first conversations was like, we couldn't, at least our company, I don't know about you, but we couldn't get any information on like how to do things because it didn't exist. And that was the biggest sort of bullshit in the industry at the time. And there was just like thousands of consultants and there was literally like 3 or 4 people actually doing it.
Yeah. Even still now, I don't know a great deal of people that actually do automation for businesses at a high level with a good success rate. I made a reel on this ages ago, and this is like why this probably podcast is more important today, because we've always struggled with content creation. Even we've spoke about, we just have been doing it for so long in the background while everyone's yapping. And I watch so many people in the AI space, I'm going to do an agency, and then within 2 months have transitioned to a course or anything like that. And I'm like, I know exactly why. It's because it got real hard, real fast, and you couldn't do anything. You couldn't deliver anything. And that's where, you know, me and you kind of kicked things off, where we had a really good understanding of like agencies and automation and what was working and what was not working. And yeah, that's what we're going to go over for today. So if you're a business owner, tune in. We're actually speaking to people that know what they're doing and have been doing it for a long time and got the results for businesses. So take this as a free consultation for you if you want to listen to it.
Free value.
Yeah, it's a lot of free value. I've got a question. In the whole time you've been in AI, what's the thing that's probably surprised you the most about it? And as from a development point, and actually just for this, for people to understand, on the development tech side, Max definitely that side of it as well. Like your development skills and like that is like far more superior than mine. Mine's more of like, you know, when we first spoke, it was like business understanding how to implement those systems. Obviously, I know how to do all these tools and everything, but that's where we kind of like wanted you to give me a bit of information about what you're doing, and I would vice versa, you know, and swap a bit of information. So that's why it's a, you know, a good combination. It's not just like the tech bros chatting here. We're not going to be speaking code language to you, so we're going to simplify it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that have surprised me in this industry. The biggest one being how much more difficult it is that everyone, like, no one tells you how hard it is. All the consultants, all the guys saying, oh, go adopt AI, no one actually explains to you how difficult it is, probably because they wouldn't get a sale. But I'd say the craziest bit is actually the adoption for employees inside of a company. It's like getting them to use AI and utilize it correctly as opposed to the technology itself, which is kind of like funny. I remember our like first main issue was when we were like doing the sort of auditing of the business, where we'd go in and ask all the employees, you know, questions about how they do their role. Everyone was so hesitant to answer because they're like, oh fuck, you're about to replace us. We don't want to do this. So that was our first biggest issue. And I think really quickly everyone sort of understood that AI is not here to replace people. It's sort of here to leverage the existing people. It's to leverage your A players more. It's not to just wipe out an existing role, but it's more to like automate the mundane, boring, repetitive shit that no one actually enjoys doing anyways.
I'm going to touch on that as well, because in my understanding, if I look at any project or any like, you know, automation, the things that kill it the most, internal team, and it was something that sideswiped me so much. I was like,
facts.
Out of all the things I could have thought about, you know, development, time, you know, projects running over, any like the kind of normal jazz, I didn't expect that the internal team would kill a project, because I just didn't. I'm like, oh, great, we're coming to help the business, but really they gate-kept information. They didn't want to be helpful. They didn't want to give feedback, or it was just like, it was a number of different things. Now I have a very different approach where we have to get the team on board first, and whoever's at the head of that, whether it's the manager or whatever it is, it's important that you communicate down the line from now of like what's happening here, and the communication is clear about what we're doing, what we're implementing, and then also what that looks like for people's roles. Because if there's that fear and doubt of like why we're there, they don't understand it, they ain't letting you in. They don't, doesn't matter if they're, you know, the business is paying for a service from us to provide, they're going to gatekeep the shit
they don't give
out
a
of
fuck. They're paying, that business is paying 50, 100 grand, they don't give a fuck. They just want their jobs.
Yeah.
So they don't tell you shit.
My job is most priority here. So it was, now we have a different protocol, you know, making sure that everyone understands this, and not just like, you know, this person or this person. We make sure that it's communicated, you know, right down the bottom to the line. Everyone knows exactly what's going on, why this is implemented, and then also what that looks like after that AI has been implemented as well. You know, are we cutting everyone? No, it's not like that. It's most teams that we speak to are already over leveraged, just not the right amount of people anyway. So they're already understaffed. They don't have the right people, and talent is very hard to find. And the core team stability is what I'm starting to see from AI. As everyone's going, okay, everyone's removing us and replacing us. Only the shit people, but they're always going to get replaced anyway, and that's, you know, just the fact of it. But people's core teams are going to be stable now, where, you know, a lot of people leave businesses, like A players leave businesses when they're overstretched, they don't have the right support, and they don't have the right team. Bringing in AI to be them surround those A players is going to create stability in not only their job, less stressful, and a lot more tools. So that's where I think the best long-term play comes from implementing AI, which you're probably already starting to see anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. When we go through like the ROIs of businesses, it's like there's definitely an ROI where it's just raw time and money savings. It's like, okay, if you don't have to spend as a business 100 hours a week doing this task, great, we save you $6,000 or whatever it is. But on the flip side, there's like, what could those A players be doing that's like better than that boring repetitive task? And that's where so much more value gets unlocked, because that task that they're doing now, that new task which they didn't have time for before, actually moves the needle. It's not some like unnecessary bullshit that's just super repetitive and super cheap. Doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
It's probably a 60-40 split when I look at it. It's
Yeah.
a 60, you know, everyone's doing 60% of dumb shit, and then 40% is actual things that
Yeah.
move the business along. And our job is to obviously identify what that 60% is and then start to implement systems around that so that people don't have to do it. And it's an adoption phase as well. People have to, you know, I have a lot of business owners that think that, you know, we're going to go AI their business and they get to sit on the beach, and it's just this misconception of it's just going to run everything, and yeah, it's like that. But as it's a slow progression, and it's probably slower than what people think. And I always battled, and you've probably battled with this as well, where people's perception of AI, how fast it can be implemented into businesses, has been blown out via hype content per se, has just completely wrecked businesses' perception of AI. Because they're watching TikTok or Instagram,
Yeah.
and they're like, "I want this. This person built this agent in 1 minute. You better deliver it in 1 minute." I'm like,
Yeah.
well, go get it off him, please. Go.
Yeah,
I'm like,
literally.
if once you figure it out too, I'll buy it off you for whatever he brought it. You know,
Yeah,
and-
some 18-year-old saying, I made $1 million in a fucking construction company by doing this AI that gets us the leads and sells them automatically. But, like, go use that dude's system because that is not true. That is fake.
I loved it sometimes because I'm like, man, these guys are so good at talking shit. If only they could talk shit and make AI as much as good as they could talk shit, I'd love it, man. I'm like, those guys will be crushing it.
Mate, that'd cure cancer and solve world hunger in about 5 minutes at that rate.
It is funny though, but I get it too, and I used to be like real pissed off about it. But I was never in this like whole online internet, you know, business space. I've always been in like, you know, blue collar kind of businesses, and it's not, you know, now I'm on the internet business. So I'm like, okay, this is a little bit of a different one to play, and AI is one of those ones that it reminds me early days of marketing agencies. I've been probably around a little bit long enough now to see the progression of like marketing agencies. And back in the day, Facebook was a thing.
Yeah.
Facebook was just for pictures of your dog and your holidays. People started, you know, doing their business on there and marketing and everything, and everyone thought everyone was stupid because they had a business on Facebook. And now, if you look at that statement,
It's now the opposite.
you would be stupid not to have your business on Facebook. And right now, AI is in that, you know, phase where not everyone knows what to do and how, you know, install it, but it's getting easier, it's getting faster, it's getting better, and it's getting more accessible, which we'll go into today. As well. But yeah, what's your experience been like, I guess, with customers and dealing with business owners?
I've got 2 really poor experiences. So out of all of our clients, we've had 2 that are just shit, and they're both in the same industry. So go figure that one.
Do you want me to guess it?
Sure.
Can I guess it?
Yeah.
Real estate.
Yeah. So that's one of them.
Fuck, I knew.
Yeah.
All you real estate guys, I'm calling you out.
So real estate are like pain in the ass. They like literally want to cure cancer in like 5 minutes, and they are the cheapest. I'm gonna say it, cheapest motherfuckers alive. They want to spend $5 and like scrape every lead in Australia straight to the pipeline.
Yeah, I've had one good real estate just per se, but I actually know him on a personal basis. And I will give him some credit. Josh from Hive Property is actually like a legit guy.
We did his. So just FYI, Josh, you'll also know me because you actually went through our pipeline as well.
Yeah.
we did a quote and estimate for you. That's funny. I think we've got one good one at the moment as well, which is cool. But the other one is actually marketing agencies.
Oh yeah, they like come and like try to rob my business and like
literally
try like hijack everything. I'm like, what do you want?
They were so. I think all the marketing agencies we served, so we served like a few good ones, which were nice, but we sort of knew the owners and they were really like nice people. Not to say the other ones weren't nice, but the other ones were very difficult to go do our normal processes with, which was really frustrating. I didn't deal with either of them, but the team like has PTSD from marketing agencies. Like they just refuse to do any of them. So I don't know what's happened, but it's not great. It's the same as real estate. They're just like how to get as much for as little as possible, which I get is a business, but like that was just seriously painful.
Yeah, I 100% can back this as well, because I know a lot of other AI agencies, and if you're a real estate agent, when you get a quote or something, you're probably going to get a big one, because they're dealing with it. Just in my understanding, I've got, you know, people that work in Dubai and America that I speak to in agencies, and that's the number one rule: don't work with real estates. And anything that you do, make sure it's really highly priced, other than a couple that I know and I do work with because I know them on a personal basis. But yeah, that's I think if you're real estate and you are listening to this, maybe just navigate this kind of process a little bit easier. I feel like yeah, if you're going to have your real estate hat on, you're probably going to get minced up by the AI agency owners pretty quickly, because we're not going to...
The other thing is business size as well. Like, if you look at the average, like, or median business size of a marketing agency or a real estate person, and you look at their, like, profit, like, just as a number, that is significantly lower. And so your ROI on an AI system is just going to be lower as well. So to get a high ROI, you just have to do more workflows, more AI agents, that sort of thing. So it's just a lot more work for the AI company to actually get an ROI on that investment.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's a hard industry. That's probably the hardest industry. It's not just the business model itself, but it's also the culture and there's the whole business itself. So that's the game. And I understood it because I know lots of real estate agents, like personally outside of business, and that's kind of where I was not so fussed about it. But my team had a lot of trouble with that as well.
One of my mentors, Frank Reef, so they sold Real Base. This dude's been a legend. He's like sold like every problem we've had. And I remember I was talking to I was at one of his events when Founders Table was a thing, and I remember there was like a real estate software developer. I can't remember his name though. And he said to me, he's like, just whatever you do, don't work with real estate. I couldn't remember. I asked like why, and I couldn't remember his answer. And then I was like reflecting like a few months ago. I was like, oh, that's why.
Oh, I had that exact same conversation. He came here, he had the Founders Table here in the Gold Coast, and that's where I got an insight. And he was like, this is the number one niche you don't work with, and it's real estate. And I never got it then too, but like probably like 2 months after that I learned it, and I was like, man, I should have taken his advice. He's literally I was so annoyed because he literally told me, he's like, this is what you're gonna have, and this is the problems. And I hadn't worked with too many then, other than like, and I was like, shit, that was a bad call, and I should have listened to him. But yeah, he knows.
That guy is smart as shit. That guy is true real estate genius.
Yeah, good problem solver and really savvy on the marketing, the business side as well.
How good is his marketing for Kinzo?
Yeah, I really like it. I've been looking at it a lot, and I'm like looking at like marketing. I'm like, okay, we just need to do what he's doing because he's got it down. He's got it down pat.
So I said to Seti when she started, it's like, hey, you see Frank and you see Kinzo, yeah, we want to do that, but our way.
And shout out to Frank as well, because I looked at that business model, and heaps of people like AI, they're like, oh, you know, apps are dead and stuff like that. And I just said, look, doesn't matter. Let's say best case, worst case scenario. And I've had a lot of people kind of, maybe shit on their idea or whatever and doubt it or whatever. And, they're making a lot of hype. And I'm like, you know what? I actually really like what they're doing, one. And then two, it's kind of, they've built it in a way where it's very hard to fail, because it doesn't matter where AI goes. And this is the whole point of people like, apps and stuff like that. They're not going down that route. It doesn't matter what happens with that software or app, they can pivot anywhere, because they didn't just build an app, they built a community. And it's very, very hard to kill a community, especially when they're behind an idea and they support a certain group of people. So I just feel like it doesn't matter what happens with that, where it progresses, whether it's in 1 year, 5 years, or whatever it is, they'll be able to pivot in any direction, just because of the fact that they didn't just build the brand, they built a community around the brand as well. So it's a really good play, and I don't think that that's by mistake.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I remember I had this conversation with Jark, which is the other co-founder, Frank's brother, who I wouldn't say is prevalent on social media, or it didn't used to be. I think he's like...
No, he cranked it.
He's cranking it?
Yeah, he's cranking it lately. Like, I think October, November last year, he started cranking it.
Yeah, I remember I had a conversation last year talking about like how AI agents like could be a competitor to what they're building, and he's like, no, not at all, because AI agents can't provide that user experience that we're building and can't provide that sense of community that we're building as well. I was like, makes sense. Yeah. It was really fascinating. They didn't even like... Maybe they knew they calculated it, but they were just like, no, it's not an issue. It's like more just putting this all together.
Yeah, that's what I always said. I had a lot of people ask me, oh, what do you think about this? Is AI going to take it over and blah, blah? I'm saying, no, man. I'm like, it doesn't matter. That one will pivot no matter what. Wherever AI goes, I feel like they can take that product anywhere.
Speaking of businesses, do you want to talk about your construction business and how you evolved that over the years, and then also made the AI business on the side of it?
Yeah, let's do that, because that's everyone's always asking me, how'd you get into AI?
Yeah.
I just had this weird obsession with systems. I was weirdly obsessed with it, and I've been in the construction game for a long time, and I started a construction business. I always had this mindset that I'd be in business. It wasn't just my last, I wasn't going to ride out on the horse I rode in on. And where I really kind of understood systems and got a real knack for it was I had a couple, like my business, I tried to go on holiday one time and it just all fell to pieces. And I was like, what the fuck? I built
Classic.
it up,
I think every business owner's been through that.
Yeah, but I like proper like rolled the dice. I went on holiday and I'd never been on holiday before when I owned that business. And I found out when I got off that plane, I'm like, it all fell to pieces, like bad. And I obviously just went to New Zealand. And from there, that's kind of where it all trickled and fired off. I was always like very like systematic and I learned a lot of systems. I also worked in Gladstone, like big companies and like Rio Tinto and stuff like that. So I got a big understanding of like an internal, like how a mine site or like runs with heaps of people, like 6,000 plus people coming through that site a day. And there's a lot of systems and there's a lot of operations and software and everything, how they manage everything. And that's kind of like that trickled throughout that process. And as the years rolled on, I always just had a hobby of like tech and building websites. And actually, one of the things, this is a cool story, I'll tell you. I get a website built, and this is what drove me to do it even more. I had a website guy rip me off one time.
Really?
Yeah, and he just held me hostage. The old school website dudes that would build your website and your hosting and everything. You have to pay a gazillion dollars, otherwise they turn it off.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy was just like rinsing the shit out of me in my construction business, like just sending me these invoices, and if I didn't pay him, he kept turning them off my thing. I got fed up one day. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to his office. I went to his office, and there was no office. It made me even mad because I was like, this arsehole has been like, and I went there and it was just nothing. He just had a dummy business. It was not even anyone, and he just ripped me off. And that's where, from that day, I just was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to build my own website. And this was a long time ago. This is like 10, 11 years ago. And I just went and started doing it, and I always had hobbies in the background where I was playing with computers and tech and systems, and I was always building something. But yeah, fast forward like 5 or 6 years, I had my business for a long time, and I was automating systems for construction businesses and helping a lot of people out in the background. And one of my friends just said to me, he's like, why don't you just do this as a job? And I'm like, man, I don't even know, is this a job? And he's like, yo, I'm paying you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
And I just we just rolled from there. It wasn't anything. And back then, like AI and automation, it wasn't called AI automation. It was just called automation. There's tools like Zapier back then. It wasn't even called Zapier. It was called something else back then. Before Zapier, it was branded something else. And I just was playing with it, and it kind of just rolled out naturally. And the next minute, I do remember the day that it actually was an aha moment for me. And I always give credit to this guy's Liam Motley as well, because I started doing automation for businesses and construction businesses, failed at it because AI back then, automation, essentially business owners or especially tradie businesses were like, what are you talking about? There's no way you can automate my business. So it's a really hard sell, and it hadn't progressed to that stage. But then AI automation came out, and I watched a video of Liam Motley, and I was like, that's it. I'm like, shit, it's that. So I actually failed it and then restarted it back up again, and then got back into it just because I watched that video, and I was like, the timing was wrong. And then since from there, obviously, as you know, you just start, and we progressed and, went through that whole process of back then. It was just like bots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chat bots was like early, and then there was Zapier, and then there was Make.com was like the cool thing, and then AI automation, and then ChatGPT come out, and there's this whole progression of everything. And then I remember I was talking about this earlier on before we started the pod, was there was some of those early years where our business model was changing so fast because, automation was the thing, and then there was AI automation, and then there was voice agents, and in those early days, like, it was chopping and changing so much. But yeah, man, that's kind of like the short version of how I got into AI, and from there it just progressed, and I just love it. It's something I love doing, and I still do it now for my businesses. I still have those businesses running in the background, and they're quite automated to the point where I don't really have to do too much. And that's just because that's what I do. it works, and that's why I always tell people, I'm like, well, it works. I spend a couple of hours on that business a week.
Yeah, it does work. I think a lot of people don't even, at least the people that we get through our pipeline, don't even understand what the end goal looks like, what the end result looks like. But it's just it's crazy. When you polish everything at the end and everything just works and you barely have to touch it, that's when the business owners go, holy fuck, I understand. Like, it clicks for them.
Yeah. I think the biggest one for any business owner listening, it's work. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be these teething phases. It's if you look at, and I explain this to seasoned business owners, you look at your business and, you might have had that business for 10 years or whatever. How long did it take you to systemize it to the point where you don't have to be in it? Well, some actually not even in that point yet. It's probably why they go to the Entourage so they can get that stuff done, but they still haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you haven't got there yet in 10 years, I'm like, it is unrealistic to think that, everything is just going to be AI in 1 month. We're not just dealing with technology. We're always so dealing with people, teams, and adapting it as well, where this is where I've kind of figured out it's really important to understand the team structure as well. So not only is it important to understand the build and the development of AI and how it's implemented into businesses, it's also important to understand the structure of the team, their strengths, their weaknesses, who's going to adopt it, who's not going to adopt it. Because if you don't understand, like we just ignored this bit for so long, where we didn't understand team structures and we just focused on development. But our job is to merge the both of them together.
For the people listening, org charts are like the holy grail. Like, they are so useful. If you don't have an org chart yet, like, go build one. It is so helpful for AI. It sounds ridiculous because you think, what does a team have to do with technology? But it's so relevant. And we basically, for every audit we do, we build out, I'd say, like a technical org chart of like what everyone does or what their role is and what tasks they do and then what we could actually like automate.
Yeah, this is a big thing we've dealt with developments in early days, especially on the development side. They weren't documentation on builds or automation and how it was built. Like, obviously they could build it, but a lot of it's not like visual. And we're trying to explain how something works to a business owner, and we had to explain to the obviously dev team, like, hey, you got to get on Figma, you got to build out a flow, you got to build. I don't care if you draw it on a bit of paper, like, do it where you can get someone else to tidy it up. And they just weren't understanding it. So even if you are the business owner, like Max said, just put it in your head and just dump it on a bit of paper and let everyone know where everything is. And then it's kind of easier to go from there, because no documentation, no visualization of how it all works and how the ecosystem looks from a zoomed out perspective. It's very hard to make adjustments. And that's where we found a lot of success as well, as looking at it and then being able to plug and play. Okay, great, let's push this over here, and kind of like configure things a little bit to make sure that it all worked and that they understood it as well. Because you're showing a business owner a bunch of code.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is this?
Cool story.
yeah, literally. I know, like, it's kind of funny, like, our roadmap, which is, they sort of call it like an AR audit. I don't know what the mainstream term is, but we just call it an AR roadmap. It's basically like how we're going to take your business from point A to point B. And, like, I'd say 80% of it is not even, like, the AI side. It's, like, more, like, the bureaucracy side. It's, like, their org chart and where everyone sits into that org chart. What does it actually look like? What tasks they do? Where they spend their time, like mini time audits. And it's like not even technologically related, but it's necessary. You have to do it. And that's like our biggest like sort of selling points. Like, we do the org chart, we do sort of not the SOP mapping as much. That's the next sort of stage, but just like where everyone's time is actually going. So we know what to automate and where are the like key men that we need to like fix up, make sure that all that information is documented.
I got a question, and this is only someone who's been in the game would know to answer. How important is selection of automation in a sequence? This is overlooked so much.
Oh, tell you what, it's probably the biggest decision that you make. Like, there's so many, I think when we first started, we had so many people like tell us like what they wanted. They didn't even know what they wanted. Like, they would pick something that was just like painful to do for them as an owner, but like from, let's say, like an ROI standpoint, it barely had a return. And then they'd have like 20 team members all doing the same tasks for hundreds of hours a week. It's like, if we just automated that business would save like literally like $500,000. But instead, all this information is like gate kept. So
yeah, that was things that kind of like really we had to like, right now we don't let business owners choose. There's no way.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because you could build them what they want, and then it's your fault. Which I understand it.
Yeah, they don't know what they want. It sounds silly. It sounds ridiculous, but it's like, it's true. I think you got to give them more credit. Like, they know like where the problems are. I think business owners are like really good at knowing the problems in their business. But when you say like, okay, now give me the solution to these problems, then it's like they don't have a fucking clue. And it's not to say they're not smart, just like AI and how you have to think about it, just like totally different how you traditionally would. So it sort of makes sense. But I think if you just let a business owner choose, like, hey, what do you want to automate right now? Like 9 times out of 10, they're not going to get the right answer.
Yeah, and this is where we made a lot of mistakes in early days where, they'll come to us and we're trying to like provide what they want. And I just assumed essentially that business owners knew, their top tier problems or exactly what they wanted to automate and stuff like that. Now I'm like, no, we go for the business, have a look at it and go, okay, this is where we start, because the starting point is really, really important. It's going to, affect the whole process of everything rolling out from there. It's going to affect the speed. And like, if you start with something that's so crazy hard to implement, it's just not going to happen. It's very, so it's this fine balance of understanding like where to start, not trying to choose something that's crazy hard to start, but then this middle ground of like, okay, this is the really simple system with a maximum amount of results and ROI, or, this is a really good spot to start because we can build other tools off this, and kind of being for that selection process where we take a lot more time with that these days rather than listening to them and be like, and then if they do want to do something, like probably best to find someone else to do because I'm like,
I don't want to have the repercussions. I'll get Sadie to put like a screenshot of what we do, but it's sort of like a matrix of just like, okay, how painful is this to actually implement inside of it, and then like what's the actual ROI on it, and then we sort of like point those together and go, okay, give it a score, and that's how we do your priorities. As you've said, you articulated that really well. It's just like, sure, it needs a return, but also it needs to actually be like doable. It can't have this like huge adoption friction where like no one in the team knows how to use it, or it takes a long time to develop and it just never gets done. Like, it's like when you build Legos, right? When you're a kid, you don't go straight to the friggin' 16 plus Lego Technic McLaren that's $600. You start with a bloody Duplo, and there's a reason. It's simple learning curve, and your business is it's not a person, but it needs to adapt to how you're rolling this out. You can't roll out this massive fucking system that no one knows how to use. You're going to have staff change. It's going to be a nightmare. Like, we all know it. You adopt a simple automation, simple workflow, a button that someone just clicks and it does a small task. You go, okay, great. How's this being functioned? Are people actually using this?
Yeah. And that's another thing that happened in early days. It's like development team build this crazy thing. It's like, yeah, great. This is amazing. It does everything they're talking about. And you give to the businesses and the staff. And they don't use it. Like, use the tool. Like, we just build it for you, but they don't want to use it because they don't have any control over what happens from here to here. And it's like completely done. And they're just like, they don't want to. It's like, it's very hard as well. It's just got to be done in steps. And I think that's but it is getting easier now, I will say, is people are starting to adopt AI a little bit more. In early days, it was just so hard to kind of like work with teams as well. Most people in business have either played with some kind of AI or they know that it's coming and know that it's not getting away. But those are like early day problems and things that people don't really consider. So if you're a business owner, be clear on where to start, make sure that it's the right automation, and spend a little bit of time around this process before you just jump in or you watch a YouTube and go, okay, great, I need an agent that does this. It may not be the best return for you.
100%. Do your research, and if you're really thinking about like implementing it, like I would 100% like pay. I know I'm biased because I own one of these companies, but like even pay Luke to go through your business for you, because you'll save so much more money. Like, let's say you spend, I don't know how much you charge, but let's say it's just 10 grand, right? It's so much better if you just spend the 10 grand, know exactly what you need to do, rather than spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on mistakes trying to get to there. Like, just spend the 10. Like,
I think as well, do the audit on the business and go through it. At worst case, and this is what I tell business owners as well, you could go through and do an audit with us and go through a whole business and everything. If you take all that information and break down what we have and go find someone else or give it to them, if they can't build what is required based off what we've provided, they shouldn't be in the space anyway. I'm like, that's 100%. It. So I'm like, you've already got the roadmap of exactly what you should do. Like, it's not a bunch of AI slop, and I know yours is not either, because I know we've spoken about it a lot of times. So, that's money well spent, and that's where I would start as far 100%. As like automation, any business as well. Like, I've worked with heaps of big businesses, small businesses, and they ask where to start. Start with an audit or a consultation, a detailed consultation, if you can't, do the 10 grand or whatever it may be, and get a very clear structure on how to automate and what to automate, and try at least find whether it's with one of us or someone else, try to get that understanding of like where to start and roadmap it out. Project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if someone gives you, we're going to speak about this actually in a minute. It's like selecting vendors and red flags and automation agencies, because only me and you would know in this. But this will kind of roll into the next conversation of how to find someone in AI and what to look out for, and then how to go through that process. Because I had this conversation with another business owner. He's like, can you do a video of that? I'm like, yeah, I can. Because I think when you're a business owner, you don't know what AI, it could just tell you anything. Like, we're going to automate your business. And this is what happened in early days for me as well. I had a lot of salespeople reach out to me like, oh, hey, bro, can I be your salesperson? And I'm like, give it a crack if you want. And they get onto business owners and they do calls and they just pretty much say yes to everything. And they come back to us. I'm like, bro, that's not even like, we're not, like, we can't build that. What did you just sell? I'm like, mate, that's not, we're not doing that. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like one of the red flags. But from your kind of understanding from, selecting a vendor or someone to do automation for your business, so there's some key principles or things that you should be looking at or trying to understand.
I think there's a lot of interest in things that people say can't be done. I think a lot of people, as you said, just say yes to literally everything, when in actual reality, like, if you have experience under your belt, you'll know like not everything can be done and not everything should be done. That's like the first thing. Like, I remember, man, who was it? It was one of our clients. I'm going to forget the name. I think it was SBC Plumbing. So shout out to them. They've been fantastic. We automated like their estimating. And I remember we did our technical blueprint, which we've got rid of since then. But it's basically just a sign off. And he ChatGPT'd like, oh, we want all this other stuff as well. And then came to us, and like all of it that he ChatGPT'd like should not have been done. Like, definitely like should not have been features within that scope, just because it was impossible. And even if we did it, it'd be so difficult to use. It wouldn't make any sense. And I've noticed all these other vendors just say yes to everything. They literally just like ChatGPT, oh, you can just do this simple solution. And in theory, it looks great. But if you've actually done it in practicality, it's like a nightmare to use, impossible to develop. And then on top of that, your team just doesn't even know how to fucking like utilize the thing. I think just saying like, no, you cannot do this, or you should not do this, rather than saying yes to everything to make the sale.
A couple of red flags of selecting people who are in the automation, I guess, space is if they have an info course.
Facts.
If they have it, because look, that's just an easy one for me. Not all, like, but probably 90%. There's and I know why, is because they obviously do content and media, and I think this is where business owners are really good on. And I'm not shitting on people that create content AI. I'm fucking jealous at anything, because I need to create more of it. And I watch your videos, I'm like, shit, that's a good video. But there's a big difference in people who create AI content and then implement AI into businesses. And it's important for a business owner to understand where they stand and where they find people, because some of the best AI automation agency people that I know don't have any social media. And flip side, like 90% of the AI content creators don't have an AI agency, have no actual idea what they're talking about, but they're so good at the content and marketing, it seems like they do. It's like, really, I look at it and I'm like, man, that's a good video, but I'm like, crap, man, that's crazy. But I'm like, you try to copy it and you look at your video, I'm like, there's no views, but I'm like, that's why we're not content creators. And I think that's a really good one. Making sure that, if they have an info course, and the reason why I say the info course is because, yes, they will take on a job. Yes, they will take on, your projects, and I'll probably run leads, but they've just got people that they just shifted off to in the background, and they just take cuts off anyone. Now, from there on, they don't really care. No, they actually don't care, because I'm like, they're just getting snips off anyone. Like, they just go, okay, here's a referral, here's a project to, any, willy-nilly in the background in that community or whoever, where they just palm off all these jobs to anyone. You know what I mean? Just because everyone. And that's what's happening, because I had a few developers that I've spoken to, and that's kind of where they're picking up bits and pieces of work. And I'm like, okay, great. They're just funneling in all the leads, pushing it out to everyone. No one that wants to be in the school communities or anything like that, or any businesses that reach out, they just funnel it off there and then take clips off the top of it. great business model, not against it, but obviously can have some repercussions if you're a business owner trying to get actual legitimate AI products built for your business.
The 14-year-old guy from Uganda probably will not be a great developer for your business.
Yeah.
And that's just who it goes to. You know, it's the same model as you know, those marketing agencies that sell leads. It's like literally the exact same model. It's just this huge lead funnel, and then they just sell to the highest bidder. Yeah. And it is literally everyone. I've heard some really bad horror stories where, like, you know, business data gets leaked, stolen, all that sort of thing, because it gets, you know, it's just some Indian dude like that speaks no English and takes 10 years to fucking build the thing.
They don't give a fuck, man.
They get that 2,000 USD and they don't give a fuck.
You're on that fucking merry-go-round of just trying to get your shit fixed forever.
Yeah.
It's, oh man, I've got some horror stories of like developers, which you probably do too.
Yeah, we've had some real bad ones. Even like one client we onboarded, I think yesterday. No, sorry, on Friday. So we're recording this on Monday. On Friday, we had someone onboarded and they just got absolutely rinsed from some other company. And then I remember they went to like a bunch of different vendors. No one, you know, gave them a straight answer. And they're like, okay, this is what it'll take. Take 3 months to build this thing. I'm like, sweet. We don't care. We just want it done.
Yeah.
And so much shit.
And that's it. It's, I think as a business owner as well, just understanding that you are building software.
Yeah.
Like you're building software, and it's software for your business that you're going to have for a long time that you own.
And it's not just templates. It's like custom software just for you, using your CRMs, your you know, schemas, all that sort of stuff. It's specific for you. It's not a walk in the park.
No, it's that's what I'm like. All these people like, you know, going on about. I'm like, we're building software for your business that you're gonna have for as long as you have the business.
Yeah.
And they're like, they wanted to spend $1,000 on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, like, what do you expect for $1,000? Like, that's like, it will cost money, and that's why I explained to business owners. I'm like, yeah, you can go do it cheap. I can give you a bunch of people that can go do it real cheap, but I'm like, you're just going to come back to me anyway, which I already have.
It's happened to both of us. I'm calling you about it.
Yeah. I'm like, I send people to other people. They're like, oh, I got anyone else can do it cheaper, or blah, blah, blah. Or they've sent it to someone else, and then they've come looped back around. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you're back here again. I'm like, I was being honest, man. I told you, it costs money. It's not like cheap. Yes, like, I just don't think going cheap on your automation developers, and I know it's biased because I have an automation, but I just know from seeing people make mistakes, you're gonna have that for a long time. So make sure it's built properly. Otherwise, you're just gonna be in repair mode for a long time.
Yeah, and I think the other thing as well is just do the math. It's like we have, you know, a hub of engineers, and by the way, talent acquisition in our industry is like nearly impossible. Like, we both have the same issue of like, we can't hire enough people because they don't exist. Like, they're really expensive to get. And let's just say, like, I'll put a round number on it. Let's say each guy is 130 grand as a starting position, 130 to start. Right. So these are not CTOs. These are not, you know, tech leads or anything. These are just like normal, and you have heaps of them, people. Do the math. It's like, if you're spending, you know, $5 grand on automation, or someone can claim they can do it for $5 grand, let's say. It's like, how does that even mathematically make sense? Because there should be at least 2 engineers working on it for a month or 2. And you like reverse like how much we pay our engineers plus any markup or anything like that. It's like, mathematically, how could you do it for 5 where it like actually makes sense? It's like probably going offshore to a very underpaid kid, like in 99% of the time.
Yeah. It's going to, and this is where I've had this argument actually with a few, you know, business owners that I do and don't work with, but I also know them on a personal level. I'll tell them here, there's not just a bunch of whole AI automation developers out there that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's very, very slim pickings.
Yeah.
Like, I probably know maybe 10 decent developers on and that's maxed out of that actually know how to break down a business, build automations and install them, and then train businesses on how to run them. That's it. Like,
and communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, you could be a really good developer, but if you can't, you know, deliver it to a team and let them know how to do it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, those like core skills that I only know 10 people, and I mean like across the world. Like, there's not a lot. And then developers are crazy expensive. And I explained this to a couple of other business owners. I'm like, someone was poaching people from OpenAI for $100 million bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what do you think? Where are the other developers? I'm like, that's like, that's what we're competing with, is trying to
Yeah.
bargain with, developers and say, hey, let's do this. When, you look on the news article and, they give $100 million a year bonus to these top tier AI people. Now, all these developers are just expecting this crazy amount. But also, they know there's not a lot of people that can do it. So if they are one of those people, they're highly leverageable and they're very, very profitable, especially if you're in a business or you get to hire one of these people. Like, that's why these big companies are spending, exorbitant amounts of money on developers that can deliver these, or build AI even, because it costs money and it actually pays off, if you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, our training alone is insane. It's really rigorous. It's quite difficult training, but that's what I say to everyone. Even our recruiters, I've got a whole network of them. It's what are you looking for? And they're 9 out of 10 go, I just can't help you because you can't afford to spend, $500,000 on an AI guy. It's okay, well, what do you do then? And for the younger people watching, if you want a job that pays really well without a uni degree because it doesn't exist, learn how to put AI into businesses and learn how to communicate. You do those two things, you'd be paid 6 figures instantly off the rip.
Yeah, you'd be crushing it out.
Yeah.
It is catching up. I have noticed a little bit of a catch up in consistency. Obviously nothing like, what we need at the moment. But yeah, this is a conversation me and Mac have had many times, talent, how we finding talent. And I kind of just had this I remember I was meeting with a really big client and I just walked out.
Yeah, that's right. I remember this conversation.
And I was in Brisbane and I was like, and you were like, how do I get, more people? And I was like, I wish I had a straight answer for you, bro, but I don't fucking know. I've never just had this, I get them from wherever I need to get them from because they're not in one spot.
Yeah.
The whole internet. I got people out there in my team just looking for talent.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare.
Yep.
And like you said there's a couple of really important things. So there's people that can develop, and there's people that can implement, and there's people that can train, and then there's people that can educate as well. So to be a really good developer or someone in automation, you need to have all four because, and this is where we had to do a bit of training, early days of when they're sending messages to customers.
Yeah.
Just, man, they pretend they've never seen a computer before.
Yeah. We have a 5 to 95 rule. So if a 5-year-old couldn't understand it, it needs to be better. If a 95-year-old couldn't understand it, it needs to be better.
Yeah. We actually built out a prompt for it. I'm like, any comms that you send to a client, because there's a few people that just still didn't get it and are just sending big messages. I'm like, he's going to look at that and go, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, I ain't reading that.
And I'm like, okay. Because I'm on that side of the, where obviously development is one side, but I'm more so on the business side. I understand. I'm like, if you sent that to me, I ain't responding to you because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And we just built out a simple prompt in the early days. Be like, hey, any comms that you have, put it through here first, and what it spits back, send that. Because whatever you're saying doesn't make no sense.
We should probably implement something similar now that I think about it.
It was actually a really good, I know it sounds so stupid simple, but it was just a blanket rule for a select, few people that still didn't get it because they're so in their technical, brain. Any feedback through that prompt, respond back and say that's exactly what it is.
I want to say we did this from design, but I think we're just quite lucky. Everyone or all the developers on our team are really good at just communicating, just over calls. And we know business owners don't read messages, me included. We get hundreds of messages. I get 100 emails a day. I ain't reading that. So what we do is just a call once a week. And it can be phone calls. Sometimes business owners are on the job even, and they just listen to it. And shout out to Zach. He's been killing it lately. One of our developers. He just calls them up and go, "Hey mate, this is what we've done for you. This is what we did this week. This is what we're doing next week. I sent you a Loom. You don't have to watch it. And just if you have any time, feel free to watch. And we've got an AI now doing all your email management. So enjoy. And it'll be a simple message like that. Business owner understands. Developer is obviously developed the thing, but it can communicate what he did, and everyone's happy. I remember when we first started, we didn't do that. I'm trying to be all cool and write these huge almost blog posts of hey, we did all this and this is how it all works. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a single fuck. Business owners don't give a fuck. They just want to see the thing work. That's all they want.
I had to explain that to my developers. I'm like, see this message you just wrote?
Yeah.
The tandem jack. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you're talking at all these
Yeah.
things. I'm like, just show him what it does.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
they
exactly.
don't care.
Yeah. So we used to do something called show and tell. Now it's just show because like no one gives a fuck about the other anything else. They just want to see the thing work, and they go, "Oh, I understand."
Done. Yeah. It's like that. They don't know technical terms. Don't even talk about it. It's just like super simple. So, yeah, it's yeah, talent and delivery is slim pickings as far as like people out there in AI space. I know it's getting easier though. It's getting easier, and I also like that a lot of people died off
Yeah.
in a couple of years.
So do I.
Because I look at it last year, I seen so many people die off, and I'm like, yeah, get it. I'm like, you can't stay in there. It takes a lot to hang in there, and you would have experienced this last year.
How capital intensive is AI in AI agencies? Like, I had to say the word agencies, but that's like really what it is. But how much money it actually costs to run one is insane, and I had no idea because traditionally agencies are like very cash flow positive. This was like the exact opposite.
Yeah. So many wasted hours in development. The amount of hours I wasted in early days, and even coming out of the back of last year, I just kind of drew a hard line in the sand with everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, we ain't doing that again. I'm like, the amount of like businesses just expect like I'm like, that's not happening this year. And that's kind of like when because it's so crazy all year, we never really got too much of a time to really recap, look at everything, assess everything, and go, okay, what happened, what didn't happen. But yes, it is very intense to run an automation business and be actually successful at it. And so if anyone that's been around for a few years and you do come across them, like, they would know what they're doing, because if they survived the last couple of years, they know what they're doing. Because it wasn't
100%.
easy to survive.
Facts.
There wasn't too many. Like, I even look at last year, there's so many people online, internet, that I ain't seen them.
Yeah, I remember, like, this is a bit of a crazy story, but we were so close to dying, like, so close. I mean, we had 3 figures in our bank account. So we had less than $1,000 in our bank account.
Yeah, let's
and
go.
And mind you, we were burning 50 grand a month.
Yeah.
So, like, did the math on that. That's how much time we had left. And it was just like, we got really lucky. I'll go into, like, our partnership with the Entourage later. But the gist of it is, it's like, if they have survived for 5 years or 3 years, 2 years or whatever it is, and they're still going now, and they've got actual case studies, like, go with them. If it's just like a guy on YouTube with nothing, like, even though like what they say and do and you probably trust them is sweet, don't go with them. I can guarantee you they're just offshoring it for that cut we talked about. Like, go with a local person in Australia if you're in Australia, or in America if you're in America, and sit down with them for a couple of hours. Like, that couple of hours will be why it will be successful or unsuccessful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I know, that's what I mean. I'm straight out about things. I'm like, mine nearly died 5 or 6 times. I'm like, man, there was a couple times where I was like, okay, I don't know who's up there testing me right now, but I'm like, this is the test. I'm like, you're trying to test me whether I really want to do this. And I think that's just part of the process. When you're going through an evolution of a business model like this that hasn't been proven, and I had this, and this is where I actually had run a lot of run-ins with marketing agencies very, very early, because I'm talking like 4 years ago, and I'm like, okay, you need to market my business. And I went in there and they're like talking about it. I'm like, the fuck you're talking about this? You don't know one thing about my business. And for so long, as far as like AI and automation, I was just out there in the darkness just trying to figure it out. Like, if you're a construction business, if I was to start another construction business now, I'm like, it's easy, piece of piss, because I'm like, there's thousands of them, you can see it's working. In AI automation, it's slim pickings out there.
There's no Northern Star like there is in literally any other industry.
No, and that's where I'm like, we're just carving it out here by himself. And it was a very uncomfortable spot, not only for me, but also, it's okay for me because I don't mind that kind of like environment, but my team struggled with it lots of times because we were changing a lot. And I'm like, we're going to have to pivot.
Yeah,
that's the name of the game.
I've had that many conversations with the whole team, just like, hey, we're doing this now, and no one could keep up. And it was like, I broke it down to my lack of ability to communicate effectively, and I've like really worked on that. But just like as an industry, how often it changes because of how dynamic it just is due to the nature. Like, holy shit, man! Like, there's no Northern Star. Your team's got no clarity all the time, and man, you just feel like so shit because your team's like just unhappy. Like for most people, having lack of direction is just like causes unhappiness. Like I thrive off it because
Yeah, me too.
it's yeah, but we're the same that way. And I know there's a few like key members that fucking thrive off it. Like I know Dan, shout out to Dan again. He was like, it's all good. Like we'll just map out the roadmap and sweet. Let's go do that. Let's sit down for a few hours and just knock it out. Yeah, like no worries. And then we'd literally do that every week because of how fast the fucking industry changes, which is fine. But then you have to update, and the bigger your team grows, the more people and the more moving parts there is. So then you got to update your content. You got to update your sales system. You got to update your marketing. You got to update your fucking delivery. Then you got to go update the actual stakeholders that don't understand anything. It's just like, it's just a never ending loop of just like, all right, guys, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. And that's where you've got to be built for this game.
Yeah.
Especially in AI right now.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a game in a long time or an industry that had no Northern Star.
Yeah.
And that you're just trying to map it out. Because there's guys like me and you and a very slim other group that are actually trying to figure out AI automation implementation for businesses. And there ain't a bunch of people putting up their hand to do it. And I know why. And you know why as well. It ain't easy. So I always give credit to anyone, even yourself as well, that's stuck it out, because it is. I've noticed though, for me, it's got a little bit easier. It's not as like crazy as what it was in the early days. It's still obviously crazy and there's stuff coming out every week, but I'm starting to be a little bit more settled in it. My team's a little bit more settled in it. It's like, we're having to zigzag through everything and pivot all the time. That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
That's just where things are at the moment.
And I think that's why you and I have a good relationship. Like most industries, like everyone is so competitive, but like would say we're the two biggest heavyweights in at least Australia. Like I don't know about globally.
Man, I still don't know too many people that have the capacity that me and you do anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy that has the biggest AI agency or I guess online platform is probably Liam Motley.
Yeah, and they don't do too much more revenue than you and I.
Yeah, I don't think they do too much more development either, because a lot of it is in the other side of like his online presence as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't even know. I don't know. They might have. I don't know how many developers.
Yeah.
But
Liam, if you're watching this, how much revenue does your development company do? Because
I know his online will be crushing it.
Yeah,
he's been at it for a long time.
Yeah, he'd be well like multi 7 figures a month. I'd hope for all his stuff, but just pure development, like just pure AI agency, I don't see that being over $1 million a month.
Yeah, I say he's probably just cherry picking it, which is probably really smart. Just pick very, very niche products and services, which I would be doing as well.
Yeah.
If you had that big kind of influx of clientele and business, it's definitely changing fast. It's evolving, but anyone that's out there, if you're a business owner and they've been in the space for a long time, you got to give credit where credit's due, because they've been through it. The next question I had is obviously, how did you come in touch with Entourage? What happened there? Because we've spoken a lot of times, and then you kind of rung me up one day. And you're like, oh, this is happening, and I was like, oh, fuck, cool. Like,
yeah. So what was happening was we were facing some serious cash flow issues where we had like 150 grand of like credit. And I know for you construction companies, like 150 grand is like nothing, but for us as an agency, like at that time was a lot of money. And it wasn't more, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't more that like we couldn't survive as much or we didn't know what we were doing. It was just like we were literally just running out of money just due to the nature of it. So we had to buy some leadway. And I know Jack DeLosa owns the Entourage. He's like the sort of face of that company. He's just moved over to the US recently. Anyway, and I asked him, I just called him up like, hey mate, like, how do we solve these cash flow issues? Because obviously he's a business consultancy. He probably knows what he's talking about there. And he's like, interesting. Tell me more. And so I explained everything going on. He's like, oh, really interesting. And they were actually trying to build an AI agency that would vertically integrate in the Entourage, but they couldn't figure out the tech, like just like the other 99% of everyone else trying to do it. Like, okay, interesting. But what they did have and what they had really, really well was the other aspect of the business, which was like the sales and marketing side. And they were crushing it there. Like, for everyone that doesn't know, B2B is like probably the most difficult place to market and sell because it's so saturated. Like, you've just got to be the best. You've got to be on top of the game to do that. And these guys are probably the best in Australia, I'd say. Like, I can't think of anyone doing more than them, B2B coaching consultancy.
Yeah, I went through their funnel.
Yeah.
Not in like trying to scope it out, but it was just early days when I went to that event and they called me and stuff like that, and it was pretty savvy. I was like, okay, cool.
I'd say most business owners in Australia have. If you haven't, I'd recommend it. Like, it is generally pretty good. I've been through their funnel as well through my previous business. Anyway, so that was good. And we just came to agreement. We're just talking about our problems in both businesses from like a personal level, and it sort of just turned out we were the sort of yin and yang for each other. Like, we had all the tech figured out. We had like fulfillment. Like, we knew how to do everything. We just needed more money and then more sort of structure as a company. So if we could get, consistent sales, consistent marketing, doing all the bureaucratic shit, managers and people, HR, like legal, like all that sort of shit, just get it sorted for us. And that's how it happened. So we did a merger in December, sort of went through into fruition and sort of kicked off at Jan 1 of 2026. It's been really good so far.
Congrats, bro. What are you,
Thank you.
6 weeks in, 7 weeks in?
Yeah, 7 weeks in. But
cool.
Everything's gone really, really well. I'd say we did a crazy December, which is really funny. So that was quite chaotic with the merger, but yeah, it's been good so far. I'd say our service has improved like drastically because we can just focus on, at least like my team can focus on, the fulfillment, the delivery, the tech. So our service quality just increased like exponentially, and that all of our clients have basically said that same thing. But sales, marketing, and the stability of the business, like no one particularly cares about this stuff, but I'll say it anyways, like just got a lot stronger. It's like just a lot more meat, more leads, more sales, like just a lot stronger, more people that actually know what they're doing. So everyone, I'd say not leaders, but the senior people in the business now have 15, 20 years of experience under the belt. That experience in this industry with no North Star is so useful. Someone that just like done it all before, like they've been around when fucking Facebook came out, like they know like what this looks like, and they know how to sort of like navigate it as a business more than as a person, and that experience is just like injected straight in. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a big part where even me as well, this is something I'm revisiting this year, where it's just our marketing side of it, our content, which you've probably seen I've just gone more on my content this year, and it's something I've put at the back burner for so long.
Yeah.
But it does pay, and it's supposed to be. So I might, got to build the personal brand, and that's really like my focus this year is the same as like just focus on the marketing and the branding of the business as much as we possibly can. The delivery has been there because I looked at it for a long time, and you probably did too. I'm like, look, everyone can. I don't know too many people that have an agency that can deliver an AI automation product. Very, very slim. So I'm like, people that can market businesses and everything. Yeah. There's heaps of those people out there, but I'm like, that actual niche that that's very, very, very minimal. I'm like, that's a very 1% minute people. So I'm like, let's just focus all my attention and energy on that, which obviously that's been happening. And now I'm like, okay, and let's focus on the next phase and the next step, which is pretty much exactly the same what you're doing. One
of the things that I don't know if you got to this level yet, but we've got a sales department, but it's not traditional. It's like, because the sales are so consultancy, is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. But
put it in there.
Yeah, put it in there. Add it to the dictionary. Thanks, Mac. The sales guys got to be quite technical because they actually got to understand about how to implement everything and if everything's even technically feasible. And I don't know if you know anything about sales, but salespeople fucking hate doing that most of the time. So that was really interesting. Hiring for sales is definitely really, really interesting. This whole just industry is just so different. Like, traditionally speaking, businesses are just marketing, sales, delivery for any service-based business, but for us, it's just like, if we could deliver, the sales and marketing would take care of itself because literally no one else could do it. And so people would like literally sell themselves. They'd somehow find us from a friend or a phone call, sell themselves. I'll just sit there and go, what do you want? This. Okay, cool. It'd be, $50,000. Yeah, no worries, mate. Like, it was literally that simple. But as you're sort of growing like we are, we obviously want to be doing multiple 7-figure months. That pipeline just has to exist. It's not as straightforward, so that structure has to come from somewhere. But yeah, man, marketing and sales with this like super technical by nature industry is just like really, really strange. It's like sort of similar to like a software company, and they, charge for consulting calls, but because it's an agency that's like not really normalized, it's like it's a bit strange. It's just like a new thing.
Yeah, not everyone's familiar with the model and what to pay and what the services look like, and it's just very like. And I've been trying to like educate everyone as best I possibly can throughout that process, but that's why it's not so familiar. It is starting to come to head, and it's a little bit easier now. But yeah, business owners are just getting more educated on like how to approach someone, what it looks like, what they expect to pay, and now it's kind of like a little bit more common knowledge. As where when in the start,
oh my goodness,
it was like how much.
Yeah, it was the
Who
Wild
knows?
West.
Who knows? Like
we still get that. Like, you know, some people come to expect to pay like a marketing agency fee, but there's no build fee, but they pay, you know, $6-8 a month. And then some people come and we want to pay $50,000 and then nothing ongoing. And then there's like people in between, and just no one knows like what it should actually be priced at. No one knows the actual value. So, you know, for a marketing agency, just as an example, you go there, you know what you're going to be paying. Like, you know what you should be paying. You know what you're going to get.
100%. Like
For
content creators, any of those businesses, it's pretty well known.
Literally, like you go to a plumber, like you know what you're going to get. You know what they're going to charge. Like it's all pretty consistent.
I don't know about those plumbers, man.
Yeah, some of those plumbers tell you what.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the gist, and then you come to here, and like everyone like just has no idea, or it's like something completely different each time, and then so there's a whole thing, and they go, well, this is how it works. You pay this bill, and then you pay this ongoing because of this, and this, and then you get this at the outcome. And that, like, all those variables are generally different to what they expect. Like, we've had people come in and go, I want a, you know, custom ChatGPT that solves fucking world cancer. Like, just like crazy shit, man. Or the expectation that it's like a CEO AI that just like runs the business by itself autonomously.
Yeah, they can sit on the beach and just
yeah.
I'm like, brother, that doesn't like
that doesn't exist.
What are you
man.
talking about?
Yeah,
like
why did you get this?
Why do you think
from?
I would be if this was like living?
Why am I
like,
taking this call?
Why would I build these systems? I would not be here talking to you if that was possible right now.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, so it's just crazy. It's just like those expectations. And just to set the record, like you should be paying a build fee because there's a shit ton of development, and you should be paying a retainer.
Yeah. You can't get around those two things.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I've had businesses go, yeah, great, we're not going to pay a retainer or anything. I'm like, cool, okay, you can manage the project yourself.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they're like,
they go, oh, fuck, we don't have the employees to do that. We don't have the skills to do that.
We don't have it, and then we tried to give it to someone else, and then they tried to do it, and now they messed it all up. Now you guys got to fix it.
Yeah.
You need to fix it up for me. I'm like, I told you not to do that. I'm like, what? Like, we're being just, like, I'm trying to create a business relationship where we can work for a very long time, make your business money, and keep growing. But yeah, that's like legit the model.
Yeah.
You're going to have a build cost. You're going to have an ongoing, you know, like maintenance fee no matter what, because AI costs to use it. Like, it's not free.
There's no like straightforward thing. It's like AI costs money to even use it. It costs money to stay on the frontier of AI because it's changing like literally every like week at this point. It's like, how do you get around that? Like, yeah, sure, manage it yourself, and then you break it, and then you come back to us and pay, you know, 4 times what it costs normally.
Yeah, and that's what I'm like. I'm like, the internet costs, doesn't it? I'm like, the AI costs too. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what business owners think.
Yeah, the AI doesn't fall out of the sky. It doesn't rain. It doesn't rain fucking GPUs, unfortunately.
Like, you're using like a service or a tokens, like, and they just, you know, you build something, it runs on AI like models. It will cost money.
Yeah.
And then there's infrastructure on it. There's cloud servers. There's everything on the back. There's other subscriptions. There's services. They all cost money. So getting an AI product or an automation that doesn't have some kind of ongoing, you know, cost, I haven't seen one yet that exists.
Mate, like, fuck yeah, but it doesn't, and that's where like I don't understand. Like, well, generally, where do you get that information from? I don't understand as a business owner.
Yeah. I've had businesses come to me that as well. They're like, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah.
Why we got to pay money? I'm like, because it uses tokens, man. I'm like, yeah. How do you run it?
Where do you think the electricity comes from?
I mean, how do you use your phone? Like, you pay.
That's
it. I'm like, bro, yeah. And then they don't get it. So I'm just like, okay, like, fair enough. Like, you can have it yourself. I'm like, look after it.
Yeah. We have like a nice policy now. Anyone that like comes to us and just has that like crazy expectation, or just like is really like fights it a lot, which is like, no worries, mate. Go someone else. Go work with someone else, because
I do too. Can I send mine to you?
No, I'm sending mine to you.
Yeah, I've had some really like just not great business owners, and you know what? The thing I really love about automation and dealing with businesses is probably the most. You get to see some real shakers and movers. I really like interacting with high level business people.
Same.
they're classy. They know how to operate. It's so good. I'm like, cool, man. Like
I look
you're a
forward to
serious
those
operator.
conversations.
Me too.
Yeah.
I try to pick their brain as much as I can
Yeah.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
and a lot of them don't have social media too. I've met so many that have nosed, and they got super like big businesses, and I always cherish those calls. So anyone out there that if that's you and I interact with you, congrats and thank you very much for your time.
There's this guy I talked to on Instagram called Built on Time. He didn't have social media until very, very recently. Like all those big players, like the real thinkers, like they don't go on social media at all. Like you'll never even know their name. And then you talk to him one day, you're like, holy fuck, this guy like knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's very common with me as well. Like you get in there, you start chatting, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's savvy as, and that's I love that bit of the job.
Yeah,
like especially because like if I come across someone like that, I don't usually have too much in that side, but I'll jump into those calls because I want to meet them.
We found that there's like it's funny, there's like a revenue statistic. It's like if this business does lower than this revenue, then the owner's like most likely going to be like very frustrating to deal with and like fight you on literally everything. And then if they're above this revenue number, then they're going to be chill as they're going to just let you do your job. They're going to be like real switched on. And it's like really strange for us. We found it's like around the 3 to 5 mil annual revenue mark. And I'm not saying if you're doing under that, you're dumb, shouldn't be having a business, but just like those people under that fight us for everything. They're like telling us how to do our job, and we're like, why don't you just do it, bro?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
The biggest business for me are the best ones.
Yeah.
Like really big business, like in the billion range, is one, they are invested into what they're doing. Two, they have the resources to allocate you team members or teams to be able to like make sure that this project has success, because I think they've got experience with like integrating new things in the team. So, this is this person's project, and now they've got some resources. So like, hey, we're going to shift people around. Like your job is to make sure that this project succeeds, and everything that they need. As well, if you're dealing with someone who might have 7 or 8 people in the team, 7 or 8 people are constantly doing maybe 5 or 6 different jobs or wearing different hats all the time. There's no, it's very hard to work with the business, as where these really large kind of corporate businesses have the allocated resources to make sure that one, they can give you set people that, it might not be their whole job, but a very large portion of that, delivery and project, they can give you team members or help you progress and get you information, rather than just being like getting, no response emails and stuff like that as well. That's what I've really noticed. I like that more now. That's kind of been my experience as well.
Oh, 100%. It's the classic like Alex and Mosey, where it's just like, the bigger the business, the more chill they are. I know it sounds like ridiculous, and they'll be paying 10 times more money and have way more on the line, and they're like, yeah, like you guys have done this like 40 times, we're going to let you do your job and not get in your road. I'm like, cool, appreciate that. Everyone's outcome is better. All the engineers like love working on that account. They get a much better outcome. And then it's the flip side of it when the clients tell us like what they want, like nitpicking everything, and we're just like, get lost, man. And that was actually the marketing agencies and the real estate companies like we spoke about at the start. They'll tell you how to do every fucking step. It drove us insane.
Yeah, that's what we had too. I'm like, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like,
I was willing to be here.
Yeah,
I'm
like, what am I like my team were kind of, because I know how to navigate conversations with business owners quite well.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, can you read this email for me? And I'm like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm like, he doesn't know what he's asking for here. He literally has, and they're just trying to like, I'm like, get out of our way and let us do our job.
Yeah.
Or you're just stalling everything here. What you're doing right now is not. And I think that just comes with like the pedigree of business owners as well as me. You get to see who's really good at business and who's not.
Yeah.
And those really high level business owners, they know how to let you do your job. And that's kind of what I like those businesses. And I do notice that with my team as well. They kind of try to pick certain jobs they do and don't work on because of that now. So like we're getting like a lot of polarity between that, and we try to, I guess, avoid that as much as we can, because it just, probably our model moving forward this year, and I don't know what this is like, is being way more selective with what businesses we work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Our sales guy, head of sales, Ben, man, I remember when we first started, he was just getting anyone through the door. Like he was selling literally everyone that we could work on. I think we bitched to him that many times. It's like he's like got PTSD. So now he's like super selective, and everyone's life's so much greater. Yeah,
Yeah, we like that too. We're very, very selective on who we work with. We
Yeah.
ain't just working with anyone. I'm like, you catch something off, okay, you guys are going to be like a complete pain in their ass. It's a no. It's a hard no.
Yeah.
Or we'll send them somewhere else.
Yeah. I want to like change the subject slightly too. I just want to explain sort of what we do and go through the business. So business owners know what to expect, because one of the issues that we get is we really have to like do a big disco call with them and just like show them what to expect, because everyone, I think it's just from the content that everyone's sort of consuming. They think it's like, oh, you just install this magic app and it'll do everything by itself. So what we do is
I'll go through mine after too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so he installs a magic app. I do it manually. No.
Yeah.
So we do the AI roadmap first, and that's almost compulsory for all the businesses. So they go in, we do the audit, do the org chart, go through like all the things that are happening in their business, all the cogs, if you will, measure it all up, see what the best ROI is, easiest to implement, rank it down. And then our sales guys, I hate to call them sales guys, they're really like business development people. They take the top 2 ones, put that into the next thing, and we actually go develop those top 2 things. We sit down with them, do something called an SOP workshop. So we go through that process, what that actually looks like with the person that's doing that process day to day. It's really important that it's with the person doing it, because generally speaking, the SOP that they may or may not have isn't correct like any time, because it's just like outdated or whatever. That's fine. So we basically go remake it with that person. Then once we have all the information and plus the workflow of basically saying what we're going to do, put it together, fantastic. We actually go develop it out. So we have, I know you guys use N8N. We use N8N, like a custom version, plus straight Python to cloud deployment. So we use Modal for that. We go actually develop it out. We make like a spreadsheet that they can sort of interact with it, see everything happening just for like transparency. Sign off on it, do a bit of UAT, make sure it's actually getting that ROI. Hand it back to them. They're all happy, sweet, and then we put on something called the AI accelerator. Basically, just make sure that workflow will always work. Stay on the frontier, and as their business pivots, which I think is the most important bit, as their business changes and pivots, that AI workflow can change and pivot with it. And so, yeah, and we literally, once that's done, we go back to the roadmap, go to the next item, go to the next item, go to the next item. Just keep doing that. And we're yet to have someone go through, 20-something items. It's because that's a lot of development.
That is a lot.
And some people go, no, we're good. We're happy here with the ROI. We're going to stay here, save up some cash, and we'll come back to you in a few months. And that's cool too.
Very similar to what we do as well.
Whoa!
It's which it probably speaks to, because that's what works, and you would have went through so many different processes. But yeah, same with ours. They came through an audit, or a lot of our stuff comes through referrals and like that as well. So they kind of know what to do and expect. So we don't really need to spend too much time on that as well. But that's where we'd get it from there. Do the audit. That would go over to our development team. Would go create our shopping list, a series of like, okay, this is exactly like the roadmap, what we need to automate. Put everything down into steps and phases, builds, costs, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then go through that selection process and start, okay, this is where we're going to start. This is where we're going to go through. Obviously have maybe at least 1 or 2 calls there where we're going through it, making sure everyone's clear. Yeah. Everyone's not, we haven't missed anything. Yeah. They're clear on what we're proposing, and vice versa from there. And then from the moment they say go, that's when we'd start the development phase. But before that development phase starts, we have like usually about a week or maybe a little bit longer depending, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks for really big projects. From there, pretty much that whole like 2 to 3 week kind of range is us like really getting that development scope down, getting all the documentation together, building out all the systems. It's not like we start building right now. We do start building, but it's like all the prep work that goes up, all the documentation, all of that. That's kind of like that first phase. And then we do the call, and then they can see our scope out, our phase, everything that's going to get built, and then we start the development and go from there.
Yeah, we have so many AI agents that are like running in parallel, like doing all that research, because holy cow, like the amount of due diligence you have to do before you do development is just insane, and no one expects it.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah,
you can't skip that bit. We just don't skip that bit, and then after obviously we go through the delivery phase, handover phase, and then there's like a buffer period where there's a few adjustments and stuff like that for a few weeks if we need to go back and forth on anything, and then we hand over the project, and then it's pretty much a loop back around again whether they want to go to the next one or make any adjustments or add features and anything like that as well. But then throughout that process as well, we'd also create like a documented SOP on like how to use it, so it's always documented. And then we'll create like a series of Loom videos, not only just on the actual like how to use it, but also the back end as well, and like where everything is, where everything's stored as well. And then there's just like a video SOPs as well. And then after that, if clients want to have like, I guess, consulting calls or do training and videos and stuff like that, or education kind of stuff, that's when we could get on calls. The development team would have a call with someone in their team or multiple people in the team and just do like a training call and stuff like that, and just kind of upskill everyone. I think that's probably the best value, because they might have a tool, and in a perfect world you can hand it over, give them all the video SOPs, but that's not always going to be the same process.
That very rarely happens.
And then so we do provide that for businesses where they can have training calls with us and get the developers to go through it, explain it, they can ask questions and then kind of pick it apart. And everyone, I think that's the most important part. It's not just building it, it's the training and the education after.
Adoption, education, 100%.
Yeah,
I think that was like, a lot of people used to ask me, it's like, well, why can't we just like get this done on Fiverr or something like that? It's like, you don't get any of that due diligence. You don't get that education on the back end as well. They will build the thing, a very shitty version most of the time. And then that's it. And you're like, okay, well, what the fuck do I do with this? Like,
good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck. And even though like that's the bulk of the work, that's probably like the least valuable bit of this whole like service, because it's the due diligence, making sure this is actually going to be correct. And then this is how you use this, like on the back end.
Here's a big one. You get something built like that cheaply offshore or anything like that. You give it to some like a development team like one of yours, and there's no documentation.
Yeah.
Like, what can you do with it?
Yeah. Exactly. Nothing. You literally just have to restart.
Yeah, we'll start again. Like, there's no way I'm giving that to my team and we're going to try to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like, you probably spend more time trying to figure that out than actually building. I'm like, we're best just to rebuild this thing again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what business owners don't understand, because they're like, hey, I got this. It's kind of like, it's working, but it's not working. And we're kind of, got these people and they're jimmying it up and we got it going. We just need you to like finish it off.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. We ain't touching that.
Yeah. We don't touch that with a 5-foot pole.
That is like weeks of just trying to figure out where everything is. That's like, it's so hard to like, even with developers that don't do any documentation and like know what everything's going on, like you can't follow up. It's very hard to get a system like that working, especially if it's complex, as you know. Like it's
Unfortunately, I don't know.
You would have done a lot of repair work over the times, but
sure have.
That's not a good strategy to have. I've had a lot of business owners being like, someone just told me to get like the guts of it done and then bring it to someone here and try to get it done. I'm like, no, do not bring me that again, because we're just scrapping it. We're not starting with that.
Yeah.
Because that's a constant repair job.
Yeah, if it can't be finished in that one go, then it's probably shit.
Yeah, it's probably shit. Or it's going to need constant, like, it would have just been built in the wrong way, as you know.
Now, I want to give some value to the people watching. Do you want to talk about, like, the most useful tools, AI tools? Because I know you and I have a big tool.
Yeah.
Big tool that starts with Claude and ends with Irk. But I want to talk about like how to start adopting AI if you're like scared or hesitant or, just unfamiliar with it.
Look, I probably got the not most popular opinion, and it's just sorting out your CRM.
Oh, fucking facts. Fucking facts. Organizing your data.
Yeah, just get a CRM and like fuck off anything that's not working.
Yeah.
Like as businesses, especially older businesses, you might have been running for 30 years, 10 years or whatever it is, you've collected certain systems and software along the way that are either outdated or not serving you guys, and you've only kept them because you've had them and you can't rechange them. So this first kind of adoption is, and I've actually got a client come do this tomorrow, just remembered, is just reconsolidating. And I'll give an example. It's like something like Go High Level. I know everyone shits on Go High Level, but if most businesses can run a lot of their infrastructure from there. Some larger corporate ones can't, obviously, but just as a general easy spot to start, consolidating everything into something like that, getting rid of, cutting off any just dumb shit that doesn't work and trying to like put it all in one spot and then train everyone on that. Great start. And then going from there, then it's obviously, you know, depending on the business or anything like that.
Here's one. If you want to do that really easily, AI can do it for you.
Yeah.
And like I'm like highly considering rolling out a service or like a thing that they can pay for, like CRM movement or like cleaning up your CRM, just like you guys are, because it you can get an AI to do it like fairly easily. It takes a couple of hours because it's got to iterate, but like you can easily clean up your CRM data, and as soon as you do that, any business development stuff you do, it just becomes 10 times easier.
Yeah.
Because it's all consistent and the same.
It's all cleaned up.
Yeah.
I think as far as tools go, one that I've liked, obviously there's all like the normal emails and stuff like that, which I don't really like. Yeah, they're really good. I think financial management is
Really?
one. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of been a very popular one where people are managing like invoices and finances and stuff like that. A lot of people, every, you know, business has an accounts team. Accounts team is always, you know, probably the most important. It needs to be correct. It needs to be right. There's a lot of emails. There's a lot of back and forth. I just know that a really easy one is, obviously everyone has Xero. Just creating like an accounts payable system that is very easy to use. Like everyone, you know, invoices come in, they've got to go into Xero, just shit like that, and just organizing pay runs, timesheets, and everything like that. It's just something that is in every business. Pay runs, timesheets, payroll, automating a lot of those, just off a, you know, this is just for a worldwide kind of like business model. That's probably a really good, because everyone has that. A lot of agents are really good, but it depends on the business, man. Like, I wish I had this answer, but the first one is also cleaning up the data. Without that, it doesn't matter. And then it just depends on the business. But every business has an accounts team and needs to pay invoices or people as well. So it's that's an easy one for everyone.
If I would, like, yeah, I agree with you. It's like, it's a really hard to say, you know, this applies for all businesses, but you're 100% right. CRM data, like, yeah, like you say, clean that up. Project management, clean that up. Like, just make it consistent and simple. Simple equals better, like 99% of the time.
I actually have one, sorry. Do you want to share?
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, hopefully it's not your one. Get everyone off fucking ChatGPT.
Yeah,
That's probably a good start.
Yeah.
And put everyone on the same account or like a shared account, and get rid of fucking ChatGPT and just use Claude.
Yeah.
I know.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, really? Sorry.
Yeah. Claude Work, bro. Get a organization on Claude Work or Claude Co-work, whatever they call it. Get everyone on an organization, and they can share chats with everyone. And the integrations in that by itself is so good. Like, it integrates directly to Xero, pretty much all CRMs.
It's amazing.
Like, it's insane. And all you have to do is just hook up like each department to each like what do you call it, like project, basically.
Yeah, I have that. So that's literally when I thought about it. I was like, okay, that's the best. And I had my friend ask me this other day, he's like, what AI tool do I start? I was like, Claude. And he's like, what else? And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I've got this from, you know, our team as well, where, you know, each section of the business has its own project, and then multiple people can use those projects, and it's all set out properly. It's connected to all the right MCPs, and, you know, it's very easy for everyone to just get in there, get the same consistent results, get the same outcomes. Because if everyone has like their own ChatGPT accounts, it's just like, just dog shit. There's just stuff everywhere, and it's just so scattered. There's no consistency. But getting a Claude account is really important. Now, probably shouldn't tell you to do this, but just get a Claude Max account, you know, $300 or $163.
We're doing the same thing.
And just get everyone to use the same account. Don't sign up through Google, because you have to do the authentication for it as well. Just create a very hard password, and then just sign up with your Gmail, with an email, not your Google, and then have multiple. I've actually got 3 different Claude Max accounts.
I personally have 2. So there's a Mac account, there's a Mac 2 account, and then every developer's got their own Max account.
Yeah.
But then everyone else just shares a single account, because no one else needs it unless you're a developer. That's the only reason you go through the tokens.
Yeah. I got 3 Claude Max accounts, separate ones.
Yeah.
The same. I've got one for me, and then because I kicked everyone off mine, just maybe my partner and the videographer on mine, and then I've got the like management like team, like the more like high level kind of stuff, and then the development team all kind of run off the last one because
You have the whole development team on a single one?
no, not everyone. They're kind of spread out, and then I have API tokens and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
like anyone that kind of needs access to those projects and stuff like that, that needs to do anything as well. So I've got 3 kind of spread
Yeah.
out over it. But yeah, there was one stage where I had so many people on my account. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, my tokens was like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I think we spend like $3,000 a month on Claude plans, and it's like by far the most worth it tool we have in our business. By
that's
far.
the best money spent. I
Yeah.
think my Claude account is $320 a week or month or some shit.
Yeah.
As a business owner, well worth it. One, you can get everything connected. It has Claude Coworker, which you probably wouldn't use too much, but like if you're a business owner trying to get
Yeah.
things, I just think that little tool, if you're non-technical and you want to get on and try to figure out how to do anything online, it's pretty good.
It
Like-
is. It is.
Like it's pretty good.
That's what I tell everyone. Like,
yeah,
go do it. Like, even I'd say our company is probably the most like technically advanced AI company I'd say in Australia. And like even like our admin people, our sales people, our marketing people, like we all use it. Like
Yeah.
it's useful. And I would say the main reason is like when you connect your tools. Let's say you're a business owner, you're on HubSpot. You can literally just click like 2 buttons. You're connected with HubSpot, and now you can like talk to your like CRM, like, hey, like what calls I have to do, or hey, like where people are in their deals, or like whatever it is, and it will know. And then you can like push data back into HubSpot.
yeah, it's
Like,
amazing.
It's crazy, and people are like, how is this possible? Oh, the other one as well, super underrated. Connecting your, I'm a big email guy. Everyone gets my content about like, you can save all your time fucking automating your emails, and you can. But like, even if you don't want to do that, you can literally connect your email and then just like send out responses through like a Claude project, because you can literally say like, respond to this person, and it knows how you talk because it can read all your other emails,
Yeah,
and it will just respond in your perfect tonality with all the context to actually respond properly.
yeah. I've got this set up for everything for the businesses, like pricing, variations, everything
Yeah.
like throughout the business. So anyone can go on there
Yeah,
and do any task.
yeah,
And it doesn't matter, it comes out the same because it's got a
Yeah.
really detailed prompt.
yeah.
It knows exactly, like even some of our projects in there have like the Notion IDs and stuff like that. So
Are you guys
when you're
using
talking to-
Notion?
yeah, I use Notion
Wow.
for task management.
Yeah,
I like it. I've just had it for so
No,
long.
we used to use it. I think we had one of the highest AI usage things inside of Notion. Like, for everyone that doesn't know, Notion's like probably the best like CRM / task management.
Mm.
And there's like a built-in AI tool, and it's free, or it's not usage based, so you can rinse it as much as you want. We got like, my account got IP blocked. Dan's was I think fine, but like we were using it so much, like we got blocked off it.
Yeah, I haven't been kicked off. We don't use it that much for that. It's more of just our projects boards and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and visually, for everyone to kind of navigate everything there. It's just like that's come from me. Whether
Yeah.
there's something better that the team can use,
No, Notion's good.
I just have it for me because I've always had Notion well before AI
Yeah,
businesses, like when
yeah.
it first come out.
Oh, you're a Notion fella.
Yeah, I've always been a Notion guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they had Asana, and then I was like, nah,
Nah,
I'm going Notion.
Notion's fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah.
It's like, that is probably the most underrated business tool like ever, I'd say.
I think so too. You know why? I did a reel on this morning is because of templates.
Yeah.
If you're a business and you're like trying to get more structure, there's thousands of templates
And they're good.
and they're good. I'm like,
yeah.
you want to organize your business, you don't have to make anything. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
grab the template and use it.
Yeah, and if you don't want to use Claude, you can use, I think the plan's now a little bit expensive. When we were using it, it was like really cheap, but like you can just get the AI plan in Notion and use it like ChatGPT through
Yeah.
your Notion database, and it's really good. Like it's better, like I would say it's better than ChatGPT and better than Claude at like finding the correct files.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if you're trying to search through stuff, yeah, it is expensive now.
Is it?
Yeah, it is expensive. They've
Yeah.
upped the shit out of
Fuck
it because
you.
I got rid of mine because I had like heaps of people on my account. I'm like, scrap all those users
Yeah.
off that account.
Yeah.
I also got rid of Slack too.
Really?
Yeah, fuck Slack. Slack is shit. I'm
Yeah,
off Slack.
Fucking is. What do you guys use?
Google Chat, Meet.
Fuck. Well, you probably got to do the same thing.
I made this call. I've culled so much software after like 2 weeks ago. I was just looking for everything. I'm like, Slack,
Dude, the Slack bill is insane, man.
dog shit,
Yeah.
hard to connect, hard to use.
Anything Salesforce is just shit. Like,
I'm
that's my
off it. I
realization.
scrapped it like last week. I think I just fucking went on there and deleted it. And I just told the boys I might figure out something else. I'm like, we ain't fucking paying for that dog shit thing. I'm like, and the reason why is I was trying to connect it up to a couple of other tools that we can talk
Yeah.
about after. And I was
Yeah.
like, this thing sucks. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a platform that you can connect all your other platforms up to and talk and stuff like that. But
Just
I don't
isn't.
know. I
It's
just don't feel
crap.
like it's useful at all. I think it's overpriced.
Yeah,
for what it
for
is.
sure, man. Like Discord is like the gaming equivalent. It's free.
Yeah.
And it's like significantly better. So use that. Or yeah, Google Chat is free if you're on the Google Suite.
Yeah, that's
And
what we are.
Yeah, it's fucking so good as
Like
well.
10 times better. The apps work. Everything
I know,
works in
we
there.
keep doing clients in Google Chat and we're like, fuck, we should just use this ourselves.
Well, that's what one of our clients, they would just wanted to comms on there, and we're like, okay, cool, let's do it. And we're like, we have this. I'm
Yeah,
like,
wow, this was really easy.
yeah.
Yeah,
We've just been so, in the
Yeah.
tech world, you're like, everyone just uses Slack.
Google Suite. That's the other thing. Like, so obviously half the companies you work with is like Microsoft, other half is Google. Man, Google's so much better.
It's fucking 10 times. Microsoft is just dog shit. That
Dude.
Copilot thing that they got going
Oh.
on, can you never bring that to me ever again? They never
Yeah.
asked us to use or build anything on Copilot.
Is
Have you
the
been
worst.
asked that?
Yeah. We had I think Ben rejected a sale. Oh no, it might have been a referral someone said, and I asked like what they're using, and the guy was talking about how good Copilot is. I'm like,
No,
No.
hell no. I've had heaps of people like, oh yeah, we got to build it in Copilot and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, fuck, you better find something else because I ain't touching that shit.
yeah, dude, all the bloated enterprise just use it. I'm like, why, man? It's like, just
It's-
spend the money on Claude, man.
It's so hard to get connected to too. It's just, it's just not
Yeah.
great for like
Yeah, it's shit
what we're trying
developer,
to do.
shit developer experience, shit user experience. Like, yeah,
And it is generally the older style businesses as well. Like obviously, Microsoft was always, pinnacle
Yeah.
for so long. And then I just noticed it in like ages of businesses. I always have my team like, because I'm like looking, I'm like, okay, how old it is. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
bet you they use
yeah.
Microsoft.
Microsoft is dead.
Yeah,
Like-
it's really shit to use.
Salesforce and Microsoft are dead. Like, they are bad platforms.
Yeah, I can't see them growing too much at the moment. I don't know. I just don't see them. They're not useful.
Yeah, and Google's just like, I hate to say it, like I hate Google's a lot of things about Google, but like what they do really well is their user experience for products is like sensational.
Yeah,
And so the Google Suite now for AI adoption is like everything's so well integrated.
it's good.
And that's the thing with AI is like everything needs data flowing between it.
Yeah.
And Google's probably like, I'd say the best in the world at it.
It's the best. Like
Yeah.
I still like obviously we use Claude and everything like that,
Yeah.
but as far as like a user ecosystem platform, I think Google's the best.
Yeah, 100%.
Like just for the whole package, like yeah, that's like if someone is like, hey, where do I store and use? I'm like Google.
Google, yeah.
It's like even just the access of the tools that you get
Yeah.
when you get a subscription, you get Notebook LM, you
Yeah,
get
literally.
like emails, you get
Yeah, Google
Gemini,
Chat.
you get Google Chat, you
Yeah,
get Zoom, like not Zoom or Google Meet.
Google
like,
Meet, yeah.
that whole
They have everything.
infrastructure is like it's 10 times better than anything else. I
Yeah,
feel
100%. And it's like cheap. It's significantly cheaper than Outlook as well, or Microsoft. Like,
yeah. Let's have a different topic. Let's wrap this up on something that probably people want us to talk about. What is it?
what will businesses look like in 5 years with AI?
What my prediction for businesses in 5 years, as far as AI goes, there won't be a business, and I know this is like cliche, everyone says it, where AI won't be in businesses, but what does that look like? I feel like we're going to have a lot smaller teams.
Yeah.
We're not going to have this massive amount of teams. The barrier for entry for just business owners and entrepreneurs is going to be a lot easier. Someone like us starting a business, you got to learn so many aspects and understandings of it. Having an AI to help you start a business from the beginning that can handle 90% of everything is where I see things going, and it's going to be like we're going to have a lot of these more solo entrepreneurs
Oh my goodness.
out everywhere, and it's going to be a lot more saturated. I think it's going to come down to power of like AI models, like the costing of it, as where let's say if a business now, let's say we use the metrics of like marketing, a business might be able to spend $100,000 a month on marketing. They're going to obviously capitalize on a massive amount of the market. I feel like we're going to have AI models and agents per se that are able to process a lot more and be a lot more powerful, and businesses that can afford those will probably have the monopoly over certain niches and markets as well. I think the last kind of niche market will be the AI, like tradies and stuff like that. All of those will be the last to go. But I also think that, right now, if you're a plumbing business or anything like that, to build robots or AI or anything like that that come in and integrate and start building, like plumbing, for example, they won't do it in the same way that they are now. They won't use the same plumbing fittings or anything like that.
Yeah.
That whole industry will be redesigned and
Yeah, it'll be
reshaped for robots to be able to install different fittings. They won't come in and install pipes how they do it now. So all these industries will undergo a very big, like, infrastructure change on how they're implemented and like the codes and regulations and like that for technology and software to be able to install these systems, where I think robots is the next thing. I don't really care about AI too much. I'm not worried about that. I feel like it's good and it'll progress, but robots for me in the next 5 years is where things will probably get a lot crazier.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
the last barrier to entry, because now you're not just in a computer system, you're in a physical world.
Yeah.
And that's where things get really, really crazy, not only just for business and life as well. Imagine a workforce that never sleeps. Imagine like roads, imagine infrastructure, imagine any problem that we have that can be completed on around the block. We don't have any problems with restrictions on like workers, workforce,
no
or anything like that.
Like
no safety.
Whole
nothing.
HR is just gone, safety gone. Like
that's a big change coming already, which I can already see happening in the trade industry. It just hasn't happened yet. It's just a matter of time. So I think that happens in that 5-year period where that starts to happen progressively. So that's my prediction on it. What about you?
I think you're pretty bang on. I wanted to cover more the actual AI, like software side of things. I think right now, I'd say it's normalized when you grow your company, you're growing your team. I don't think that's going to be the case, like literally as of next year. I think you're going to look like a bit of an idiot if you say, oh yeah, I grew my team by 50 people. It's like, why?
I tried to do that last year, and I looked at myself and I was like, that was the stupidest idea ever.
Great. Now you're spending $500,000 a month on more people. It's just like, it's not going to make any sense. And I think it's going to be a lot more normalized having these 10 people fucking construction companies, or that's probably a bad example, 10 people at, plumbing companies, and everyone's just out there doing the actual plumbing, and AIs are running the whole back of house, like doing the admin, doing the invoice reconciliation, like all the shit that no one really sees. Only the business owners know how much money it actually costs to do that sort of stuff. That's all gonna go. I think YC actually dropped a article, would have been on Saturday, about how they are now investing in a lot more agent first companies. So traditional, agencies could be, let's say, a marketing agency. Because it's all digital, you can run a multi 7-figure marketing agency with 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a lot more normalized.
Yeah, that's definitely normalized. I guess we probably have to speak about this fucking tool everybody's using. Maltbot. Yeah.
I'm a claw.
The claw bot. What's your opinions on it? I have mine, but I don't want to.
Mine are really against the mainstream. So I was one of the first people to use it. Literally, I started. I think I would have started using it within the first couple of days of it going quote unquote mainstream. So I used it maybe a month ago. And even I just came back from Japan. I was, steady. I was on the phone all the time going, hey mate, do this to Telegram. So Ravenclaw was developing in the background. It's not it's nothing new. I've said it's nothing new. If you're using Claude code, you can easily tunnel into a terminal and go do that on your phone anyways. If you're using Claude code, you can easily set up a cron job to as a heartbeat feature to spin up an agent. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that the guys made it accessible. And as of this morning, OpenAI fucking bought it.
I was like, you motherfuckers! I wish Claude brought it, because I'm like, that's gonna be shitty ass tokens.
Yeah, instead Claude sued him for not sued him, but gave him a desist or whatever.
Power move though. I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's a really good move.
Yeah. I think OpenAI won that battle. 100%.
Yeah, I think that could actually and then the reason why. And I come from a non-technical kind of pound, because Claude code and everything, for the day-to-day person, they don't know how to use it. Being in a terminal is frightening for anyone. Which, someone like me or you, even me, I don't really like the terminal that much.
See, for us, literally we've trained every person in our company to be in a terminal. Like, Sadie, our marketing content person, how many terminals do you have up a day, like simultaneously?
4 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our marketing person 6 terminals up simultaneously using Claude Code.
It's good though, hey. It's real. Once you know how to use it, it's
Yeah.
gone. It's fire. But
no one else in Australia is doing that.
yeah, but they don't have someone like you going, set it up here. Here's your screens. Here it has
Yeah.
6 terminals.
Yeah.
You know, but like for everyday, like, you know, someone who just uses ChatGPT, having one of those like malt bottle things, like that's an equivalent to what you have.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
100%.
that's why the hype is so real around it. As where someone like me, we know that stuff's there and it's already been kind of like, you know, you play with it all the time and you're getting those agents and you're building those agents and they already do things anyway. But someone who's non-terminal, you know, or doesn't want to be in a terminal.
Non-terminal. Yeah. I like that.
Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're normal.
Because I spent a lot of time with this as well. Like when it first like come out, I was like to my boys, I'm like, can you just, I don't want to be in this terminal. I'm like, I don't really like it. I want a different like interface. And
you want a UI. You want something pretty.
Yeah. And they're like, no, just play in a terminal. I was like, right, then I got to fucking play in a
Fuck
terminal.
you.
Yeah. I was like, no, we're not spending any time changing it because there's so many things we have to adjust. And I was like, right, then fucking terminal it is. But yeah, it is really good. Claude Code terminal, use it, get it set up, go see Mac for any of that stuff. But yeah, Malt, what are you actually like thoughts on it?
I think it's really cool. I think, like you said, the accessibility is great. I think it's finally clicking in people, the education and then the unlock of like, oh fuck, now I actually understand what AI is capable of doing, where it's now a lot more autonomous than people sort of see as ChatGPT, because it's like the first mainstream product that is proactive.
Yeah.
Again, like this technology has actually been around for over a year at this point. So it's nothing crazy new, but I think if we have this conversation in like a few months and people are building UI wrappers and whatnot and just deploying these things and it's running autonomously in a business saying, hey, I'm doing this, this, and this without you asking, that's when it's going to be holy shit. Like that's going to be crazy. And that's what people are already doing now.
Yeah. I've been playing with it a lot. I've probably spent the last like 18 days on it. My partner's sick of me talking to it.
Just talk to me, not
yeah,
your bot.
she was like, you fucking voice note to this thing fucking 10 times over a day. But yeah, I'm, you know, run into a lot of restrictions and, you know, as you know, if you know how to like use these tools, you can pretty much figure out how to break them pretty quickly and like where limitations is. But if you're like a day-to-day user and you're like, hey, read my emails and tell me what's going on, you know, that seems really cool.
It is
like,
cool.
Yeah, that
it
is
100%
cool.
is cool. I think the big issue is, if people don't know yet, setting it up initially, like setting up the sol.md file, all the, what do they call it, gateways, what else do people fuck up? Actually setting up the skills and agents within it is definitely a little bit tricky, and people get the unset up OpenClaw bot to set up itself, and it sets itself up wrong a lot of the time, and that's kind of funny to watch, but it's bad if you're a business owner.
Yeah, it can break a lot if you don't know how to fix it. Like I actually had a guy ring me today and he was like, oh, you know, can you just do this and do this? And he's kind of like, oh, I just want to see how you do it. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, mine's like keeps breaking. And I'm like, yeah. I know why.
If you look, I think within a month, I think someone's going to release like a dashboard, and I think
they already had an app. They released an app on Friday.
Oh, there you go.
OpenClaw app. I got it. It's shit, but it's the progression of it.
I know Kimi released like a thing in their what do they call it? Like Kimi Code, like their web app. Kimi's a LLM, just like ChatGPT, but just different model and way less mainstream, but really good, by the way. They released like an OpenClaw setup like feature within the like ChatGPT thing, so you can connect it and use Kimi straight away, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think this problem will be resolved in a few months.
Yeah, I think by the end of next week.
Yeah,
I think that's why ChatGPT jumped on it. I think they'll create the user interface and integrate it into their system so it's connectable. I can't see them not jumping on this really, really quickly.
It's kind of crazy though. Literally all it is just like, it's just set up in a VPS or a MacBook Mini with a fucking cron job with a heartbeat. That's literally all it is. It's like all the tech guys are gonna be like, how is this like mainstream? How did this guy get this huge payout? Like, just marketing.
And it's just the timing too.
Yeah.
Because getting something like that into the hands of everyone, it's like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Like this is like a usable thing. It's like a hype thing, good marketing and everything like that. Whether it was created like, you know, intentionally or someone else maybe kind of hyped it up. I don't want to go into conspiracy theories, but
what I will say though is 100% worth installing. in your business, like we don't even do that as a service. This is like, go do it yourself, or I'll probably make YouTube videos on this probably this week. Install it for yourself. And the reason why, I'm going to give you some use cases. So one is, you could plug it into your Facebook ads. It will analyze all your data in real time, make new ads in real time without you even telling it what to do. Like, it literally just does it in the background. Launch those new ads in real time, get the results, and that feedback loop is continuous.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Like, that's just an example of what it could do. Another thing is, can do your client onboardings, could do your, what am I missing here? Sales research, like
Content creation.
competitor research, content creation.
It
like,
does create content. I've been playing with it a
Yeah.
lot. I've actually got like, the thing that maybe my tip for everyone is, I've just created like separate agents that solely do just one thing really well.
And that's what you should do, by the way.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where I was like, I was playing around with agents, and but it just gets super confusing as we're now. I've just got, like, for me, one that I really like is a Go High Level.
Yeah.
I've just got an agent that knows how to use Go High Level through the API key, and everything's done. It's mapped out. I've built all these skills, not only through the API key, but also through the web app as well. So on Chrome, so if it runs into any problems, it can go on the Chrome browser and actually action things on there, because like just creating like landing pages and shit, you can't do it for the API key, but you can through the web browser. So I've built skills, but that agent can really just do everything really well. Another agent I built is specifically designed for prospecting and outreach, where I've just got it hooked up to Apollo and Instantly AI, and it goes through, rinses data, and it cleans our CRM up and just verifies data in there. That's it. And it just does it all day.
And it can make a LinkedIn account, message your prospects for you completely autonomously.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. And based on the conversations, add them to your CRM. Like, it just, think of it as like a human that, like, I would say an 100 IQ human.
Yeah.
Like, that's that type of like critical thinking skills. Like, yeah, it might get a bit off track here and there, and it might get stuck down in the hole, but
that's why I like separate it.
Yeah.
One agent that does like one thing really well that is going to benefit the business. And I actually played with it last week or the week before, and I was doing prospecting, and I actually found some really gun businesses.
Yeah.
And some of them are actually people that I work with already. I was like looking through the list, and it got me like 80 businesses, and it like had all the information. It actually had their email. I don't know where the fuck it found, but I found the right person's email. And I was like, oh, okay, that's actually the owner. And I'm like, I know that. That's the right email. And I'm like, okay, great. Scrolling through it.
Yeah.
And out of like the 80 or 100 that were there, they were all pretty good from what I've seen. I'm like, okay, the actual legit businesses. I got it to just do Gold Coast businesses, because I know those businesses. So I was like, okay, I can kind of verify whether they're, what the quality of them are. And I look for it, and I'm like, okay, great. That's a pretty solid list of businesses that I actually know are active, and I know a big chunk of those people in there.
100%. Every business, like every serious business owner about AI, should be using OpenClaw.
Yeah,
100%.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's it's very, and I think it just progresses.
Yeah,
and that's
100%.
why I've spent a bit of time on it, because usually I wouldn't like worry about hype tools too much. I'm like, I'm not really worried about it, but I'm like,
But this is like well funded now.
Yeah.
This isn't just it used to be an open source project by some dude that's like really smart guy, by the way, but now it's like really well funded. Like,
couple updates come out in the last couple of weeks. Things have been moving. It's been picked up now by people, and it's got enough hype around it that it will work really well. I think it's the next evolution of like agents and stuff like that.
100%.
For mainstream.
You can just learn to use it and then ride the wave that these big players are like doing and progressing it. And then once it's sweet, you can just use your knowledge and set up in your business. And, you know, man, like even your example of getting you 80 prospects, like the ROI on that alone, even if you close one,
it's amazing.
The thing's free.
Yeah.
Like, you can
I was just testing it out.
Yeah.
One thing I actually did do on the weekend, or when was it? I actually hooked it up to my Claude Max account, so I don't have to pay for the tokens. I didn't know enough time.
Does it still work with Claude Max?
Yeah, I did it on the weekend.
You know, I'm just going to do that again, because I was using Kimi.
I was too, but it's shit.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it gets retarded.
I'm so used to using Claude.
Claude's
when I go
so
speak
good,
to
man.
another AI model, I'm like, why?
Did you get lobotomized?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you literally ask, like, why is my new AI lobotomized?
Even like using Gemini. So obviously, if you use the Gemini tokens, you get 1,000,000 tokens or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The
So
context is great.
I've just got like 3 separate Gemini accounts. So I've got 3,000,000 tokens a day. So if one rinses out, it just backs up and it just flips them over. But even that one, it just responds really fast, but really dumb.
Yeah,
Like it's not really
Gemini is interesting. We actually use it for, by the way, just for learnings, we use it for a lot of different things. Its flash model's quick and dumb, but its pro model's got a huge context window, but it's like super slow.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Claude is the MVP of AI right now, of LLMs.
Yeah. You can't use I find it really hard to use something else.
Yeah,
It's
same.
really hard to just like go, okay, I'm going to go. If I just like, even sometimes I just jump on ChatGPT and, start talking. I'm like, find this one. I'm like, this just sounds so fucking stupid. I'm like, why is this thing saying this? And I just turn it off. I'm like, but that's just, once you know, like Claude's there and it's smart, it's just really, really intelligent.
Yeah, and that's why the Claude work apps that's the normal everyday business owner should just use Claude instead of ChatGPT because it's just smarter and will integrate with your shit way better.
They just figure out your problems way faster without you having to like create all these prompts and shit. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly.
My that Claude's way better. But yeah, Claude Max account, you can hook it back up.
Yeah.
Mine got disconnected the other week. Something happened.
Yeah,
I know
so
they must have updated, but I actually spent probably 3 hours yesterday messing around trying to figure out in Claude Code how to get my account back up, but it's connected back up. The only problem I have is it's like a little tad bit slow on the responses now.
They must have done something because all mine got disconnected and just wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's what happened to mine. I just got kicked out of everything. It just was like my app had to update, and then once it updated, there was a few days there where I was kind of like on and off, and I could get it connected and I couldn't get it connected. And then, I shouldn't have not updated my app. I think after I updated my desktop app, it cooked it, and now I couldn't ever do it. But on the weekend, I managed to do it. I don't know how Claude Code figured it out for me.
Well, do you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up, man. Righto. Thanks for the chat, bro.
Thanks for the chat.
Anytime.
I think before we go, do you want is there any last minute value bits for business owners?
Don't ignore what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Like AI is coming whether you like it or not.
Yep.
Whether you think that it's useful, that it's not useful, is it perfect? Is it going to be this smooth transition? No, you're just going to have to stop waiting on the sideline, get it moving, because every iteration or anything that you start or progress is actually going to benefit your business as well. Not only will you learn how to implement it in your business, but your business will grow and evolve with the times. Waiting for it to be perfect and
it'll never be
finished,
perfect.
it's not going to be perfect. That's never going to happen. I wish it would, but
it's like having a kid. At least that's what they say. It's like there's no perfect time. It's always going to be inconvenient.
Right
it's
now.
the same with AI. Just start.
What about you? What do you got?
I really like that note.
You can take it if you want.
No, look, I would say AI's like Facebook ads from 2012. You see these huge businesses now that just leverage it. Now they're like the biggest players. AI's going to be the exact same, but 10 times bigger because you're going to be so much more profitable as a business. Short term, you're going to be less profitable because you're paying for, some decent like yourself or like myself. But long term, as in over the 6-12 months, you'll be so much more profitable. Yeah. And your business will grow faster as a result.
Yeah, done. I'll quickly just down the mic, we'll just tell everyone where you can find us. So just tell everyone where they can find you at.
Where can they find us at? They can find us at theentoureai.com. They can book a consultation with myself. Or you can pop into our office at 201 Sussex Street in Sydney CBD. Say good day. Or reach out to me at mac.sweeny on Instagram. And shortly, mac.sweeny on YouTube.
Done. Same with me, sellerai.com, or you can come to the Gold Coast office here at 40 Pacific Avenue as well. Book by appointment or on social media. My tag is Mr. Heka or Seller AI. You'll find us everywhere. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace, bro.